Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks so much for joining us on a Monday night. I have been looking forward to having this lady on the show with me tonight. You've heard her music quite a bit on My Kind of Country, and she's originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. She makes her home in Texas now, and she's got a fabulous album out. It's called Weekend Again. We're going to play some of the songs from the album for you tonight and talk to her about her great career. It's an honor to welcome Jenni Rumer to My Kind of Country. Jenni, how are you tonight?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Just fantastic. So nice to finally get you on the show. We've been working on this for a while now.
Yes, it's absolutely. I'm just thankful for the opportunity to get to speak with you, Scott. It's great.
Well, the honor is mine, and I know you've been on a lot of our buddy shows, H.D. Ainsworth and Billy Bowles, and we've all been playing your music, so it's my turn now tonight.
I can't thank you enough for that. That is truly the best compliment that you can receive as a musician when radio stations and DJs pick up your music and want to play it for you. That's amazing to me. Thank you so much.
Well, it is an honor, and when we have good music, we're going to play it, you know? You are from Cincinnati, Ohio originally, and then you moved to Texas. Just give me a little bit of your background.
Yes. Guess I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was down by the river. My mom's from Kentucky, so it was just across from Newport, Kentucky. She's from Dayton. And so I spent a lot of time in Kentucky and a lot of time in Ohio, back and forth. My dad was an original, Cincinnatian. He went to Moeller and that. But I grew up there, and then I moved here to Texas about 5 years ago, and I couldn't get here fast enough, let me tell you. And during that time, I did a lot of singing, and I did a lot of performing on TV, and I did Sammy Davis Jr. and Cash for Kids Telethon, and when I was 18 years old, I sent in a tape to, at the time, I don't know if you remember this, but it's You Can Be a Star.
Oh, sure. You bet.
Yeah, and I was chosen to be a contestant on there, and I end up coming in second place, so that's not too terrible.
No.
I've done a lot of being from Cincinnati and around the Kentucky area. I was fortunate enough to be close to all the bluegrass pickers, Ricky Skaggs and Mountain Heart and Lonesome River Band, and Steve Gawley was from around my area, down around the Portsmouth area, down by the river, and I toured for 2 years in the bluegrass music field. I have a few albums out from there, and I was fortunate enough to be nominated for 2 times for Female Entertainer of the Year, and I was also nominated for a Grammy over in Europe with Rhonda Vincent and Alison Krauss.
Oh, wow. That's great. Wow, that's a
so now I'm back into doing country. I traveled for a while all over the United States with a group called the Wild River Band, and we had a lot of success with them. Being a young woman, I took some time off to raise my children. They're all raised now, and now it is my time.
Good for you. That's great. If I remember right, too, you also worked with the Time Jumpers.
Yeah, I was in the Nashville area. Hoot Hester was also the fiddle player for Time Jumpers at that time, and he played on the Opry. He called me up and allowed me to perform with them, and that was just amazing. That was a great night.
Oh, man, that's got to be just a treasure to be on stage and be singing and have such a band backing you. I mean, those guys are incredible, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it was unreal.
That's fantastic.
And then also this album that you have been playing now so graciously upon your show, I have to say I had the great honor of becoming really good friends with Bobby Flores, and he has been the one producer that could pull out of me. It was just, he and I just clicked, and I'd be in the studio, and I'd be in my head, and I'd be saying, no, this isn't right, and he just had this way of being able to calm you down, center me, and just allow me to perform my songs as he knew they should be performed. So it was a really, really sad day when this country lost Bobby Flores. I was so sad. I went into mourning for a little while, but I will forever cherish the thought of him being on my album and singing behind me and being such a great mentor in my life.
Absolutely. The memories of the music will always live on, and he had some great music, and anything he touched was just country gold as far as I'm concerned.
He could play a fiddle like no other, and, I mean, any instrument he touched, you're correct, it turned to gold.
You bet. Well, folks, the album is called Weekend Again. JenniRumer.com is her website. We will put that information on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country. And I believe that this collection of songs were all penned by you and your husband, Dan, correct?
Yes, this is my very first album of all originals, which was great. Bobby thought that my songs were good enough to be able to come out with an all original album. So, yeah, my husband and I wrote a lot about everyday living, and a lot of these songs and songs to come, hopefully, are written about friends, family, and just we wanted everybody to be able to relate one way or another to our music. And Weekend Again right now is the song that we're trying to push and get out there. It's a fun, it's for hard workers, everyday workers who get up and hit the grind from 9 to 5 and have to put up with all the headaches that they go through. And then they can just let loose on the weekend. And that's where I came up with Weekend Again. Because I, at one time, worked in the factory and had to work from 7 to 3 every morning to afternoon, and I just could not wait for the weekend just to go and have some fun and relax. I'm hoping people can relate to that song.
Well, you bet. One of the songs that I really like on this album, there's usually just a certain song that really will stand out for me on a collection. And this one is called Used to Being Used. I really love that song.
You know, I have been forever trying to get that song put on an album. So I just put my foot down and said, okay, it was the most requested song that I had from people when I was out touring and singing and doing festivals and nightclubs and you name it. I've played it. I've done it. And I was like, what is it about this song? But then really, if you think about it, everybody, I hope there's people out there who've never had to face this, because that would be wonderful. But I myself have. My husband has. So we kind of came up with, we're just so used to being used by somebody. But we find it hard to blame that person because here we are allowing it to happen. Mm-hmm. So it's just a person who's trying to break free of the cycle. And at the same time, when they're trying to break free, realizing that they also have something to blame in the relationship for it going the way it did as well. So maybe it's one of those cry in your beer, feel bad country tunes that everybody loves. So, that's been a really popular song. I'm just so happy that you chose it and played it for me.
Yes. Well, as you mentioned earlier, it's relatable, and it's about real life, and it's really something that people can really, maybe even in a different way, but can relate to the song. And that's what country music's about as far as I'm concerned. and I really, really love that song. We're going to play that one tonight for sure. Another one that I liked a whole lot was Old Time Country Show. What a great song.
Oh, well, we had to do a swing. I mean, when you have the all-time, Hall of Famer Bobby Flores on your album who can play swing like no other, you need to write a tune just so he can, make it sound even more amazing than what you could ever have hoped for it to turn out. Yeah, it's like, it just reminds me of back in the day when you grew up and your mom and dad took you out to the KFC halls or to the little clubs at that time where they'd bring the kids with you and sit you in a booth and you'd watch your mom and dad just get down and have a good time, do, two-step in and waltz in and everything, and it just, the sweet, just shows how they just pushed the tables back and threw down, after supper and dinner was served, they just pushed all the tables back and threw down that sawdust so you wouldn't slide all over the place and just get down with it. Yeah. Yep.
Well, tell me what's in the works for you as far as tour dates and promoting and all that kind of stuff, and I'm sure you're probably working on a new batch of songs too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Always busy writing, always. I don't think a writer is ever fully not writing any time because we'll be in the car and a phrase will come up and, I'm always like, oh, wait, that would work great in this song or that would be a great title for this song. But right now, my piano player and my guitar player are out in our little office area practicing, I just drew up all the set lists for all my musicians, and we've been practicing. We're getting ready. We want to come out at the first of the year and start touring. We're going to be putting a really good video together of a few songs, one of them being Weekend Again. The other song we're up in the air about because we're picking between a few songs. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Used to Being Used I'll do a video of. Since it seems to be so well.
That one gets my vote, yeah.
I might just have to do that. I am, we're getting a tour bus. We're really setting up to just set down and go out and get with it.
Well, great. Well, we're going to be looking for you out there. And, folks, you can go to JenniRumer.com and keep up with all of her dates and goings-on. And, of course, you can pick up a copy of this new album, Weekend Again. And we are going to play some of those songs for you right now. And, Jenni, I want to thank you so much for taking time to be on My Kind of Country. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much, Scott, for playing me and for allowing me to have this time with you today. It's so wonderful, and I'm so thankful we finally got the times worked out to do it.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm sorry if I talked your ear off.
Oh, no, that's great. I'm glad to have you, and it's been wonderful talking with you. And we're going to play some of your fabulous music right now for our listeners. Thank you so much again for being on the show.
Thank you, and enjoy.
Working each day If you think I don't know what's going on, you're wrong. It's hard to face the truth when you've lived a life so long. You take me for granted, you know that it's true. Well, how can I blame you for something I let you do? I'm getting used to being used by you, and you don't seem to care about the things you put me through. And searching for the strength to start my life anew, I'm afraid I'm getting used to being used by you. Sometimes I think I'll pack up and move on, but my heart, it won't let go of the love it holds so strong. But still you keep on taking all I have to give, while I try to find a meaning in this life that we live. I'm getting used to being used by you, and you don't seem to care about the things you put me through. And searching for the strength to start my life anew, I'm afraid I'm getting used to being used by you. And searching for the strength to start my life anew, I'm afraid I've gotten used to being used by you. Up your Stetsons, put on your cowboy boots. We're playing western swing tonight. We're going back to our roots. We're gonna do some Bob Wills music, a little Hank and Lefty too. Before the night is over, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're going to push back the tables. We're gonna chew step around the floor. A little heel to toe, a little do-si-do. Then we'll do it some more. Come on in, grab a partner. We'll have a good time before we go. And we'll do it all tonight down at the Old Time Country Show. I'll listen to the fiddlers sawing, listen to the banjos ring, see the steel guitar sliding, hear the good old singers sing. Now swing it, swing it, swing it, throw down some new sawdust. Get out on that old dance floor and leave the rest of us. We're going to push back the tables. We're gonna two-step around the floor. A little heel to toe, a little do-si-do. Then we'll do it some more. Come on in, grab a partner. We'll have a good time before we go. And we'll do it all tonight down at the Old Time Country Show. a little heel to toe, a little do-si-do. Then we'll do it some more. Come on in, grab a partner, we'll have a good time before we go. And we'll do it all tonight down at the Old Time Country Show. Come on in, grab a partner, we'll have a good time before we go. And we'll do it all tonight down at the Old Time Country Show.